Hi, I'm Adam Gregg, the Lieutenant Governor of Iowa, and I'm excited to introduce the State Government Leadership Foundation's trade mission to Israel. Select lieutenant governors from across the nation will have the opportunity in March of 2022 to build relationships with Israeli business, political, and military leaders, as well as learn more about how their respective states and Israel can further strengthen their ties. There's never been a more important time to support our strongest ally in the Middle East and send the message that America's conservative lieutenant governors stand with Israel. I'm especially excited because I've seen the positive impact an experience like this can have on a leader. My governor, Kim Reynolds, participated in a similar trade mission to Israel when she was lieutenant governor. Shortly after she ascended to the governorship, she led another trade mission back to Israel and built on the relationship formed in her first visit. It's an incredible experience, but don't just take my word for it. Listen to two former lieutenant governors talk about their experiences back in 2016 and what it meant for their states.
The mission to Israel was incredibly impactful, not only to my personal faith, but particularly in my role as lieutenant governor, helping connect Wisconsin businesses with potential new customers. Part of my job as lieutenant governor in Wisconsin was to serve as the state's jobs ambassador, which meant taking economic development missions throughout the course of my 8 years of office. And for Wisconsin, it was particularly valuable because I was able to tout our freshwater technology, aviation and aerospace, and dairy industries, which is super important to both me and our state.
This was an opportunity to increase business within the state of Nevada, and we really had some very strong common interests with Israel. Both Israel and Nevada are arid climates and arid countries and a state, and so we had a lot in common to share and to collaborate with on water technology and also on unmanned aerial vehicles. Nevada has the largest airspace available for aviation testing, and unmanned aerial vehicles was an important collaboration and partnership opportunity with Israel.
When I planned the trip, the three main goals were to strengthen our diplomatic ties, build potential economic partnerships between Wisconsin and Israel, and to learn more about Israel, Middle Eastern politics, and the country's very special relationship with America.
Israel makes a tremendous investment into the United States, and we export an awful lot of goods and services to Israel, and Israel makes a lot of investments back in the United States. If you total up the exports and the investments by Israel, I think the number is like about 100,000 jobs created here in America based on the relationship that we have with Israel.
The biggest takeaway I had after the trip was just how much potential there was in the relationship between Wisconsin and Israel, whether that's as trade partners or in educational exchanges. Wisconsin companies export just over $93 million in products to Israel. At least 180 of our Wisconsin companies do business there. They're incredibly innovative in the way they tackle tough issues facing their country in Israel, and that's very inspiring.